Hello, everybody. Welcome in. We're here on a Monday night. We haven't been here on a Monday night in a long, long time. So I am so happy to have Miss Robin here as my guest. And Robin, I want you to pronounce your channel because I always butcher it when I try to say it.
It's called Katahdin for our
Katahdin.
mountain. Yep, cooking.
Katahdin. I
Yep,
don't know why
Katahdin
I
cooking
can't.
Mama's homestead.
I don't know why I always have trouble with that when I try. It's like I think about it and I'm like, okay, I'm going to say it right. Excuse me. And then when I actually go to say it, I'm like, okay, I didn't say it right.
Right.
Anyway, tell us. I know you're in Maine. How has the winter been there for you?
We actually have not had a bad winter. It's very, very cold. We didn't get a lot of our snow, which is sad because we need that for our well. And last year we went through a drought and I'm still facing water issues. So most people don't want to come to Maine because of the cold and the snow. And this year we haven't had a lot of snow. It's just been cold.
Wow. Yeah, the water is the thing. Stephanie from the WSFN channel, she's in Ohio and they've had lots of snow. But she said the same thing. We need the water. So it's like when it melts, it'll fill things up and the trees and the grass and all that'll get it. Welcome in, Chu. And we have Annie Marie is here with us also, and Stephanie and Chu, and everybody else who's not said hello yet. I do have Robin's channel pinned at the top of the chat. So if you are not familiar with her channel, please go over and check it out. There's Spirit in the sky blue. Welcome in. How are you doing today? So I want to know lots of things. I got lots of questions. But
Awesome.
you share with us whatever you want to share with us, okay?
Okay.
If I ask you something and you don't want to say it, just change the subject. Be fine.
Okay.
um, I know that I've known you on YouTube for over a year. How long have you been on YouTube or had your channel?
I've been on YouTube for about 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've seen a lot of changes then, I
Oh,
imagine.
yes. Oh, yes, definitely.
What
Yeah,
what was
I've had a lot. I started out very, very small and I didn't think it was going to become anything, honestly, and I don't get paid to do it. I'm not monetized. I'm doing it to help other people.
right?
And my channel the last 2 years really took off. I'm getting close to having 10,000 subs. And
Yeah.
now
That is
sponsors
great.
are reaching out to me and
Mhm.
it's just awesome because there's a lot of group of people on there that are so kind and wonderful that I don't ever want to leave it, but I'm not sure if this is something I want to do for a long term, after the next couple of years.
Mhm.
But
Well,
yeah.
I know the things that you do on your channel, and I've commented several times about how you do the Walgreens, deals and all of that stuff. And I didn't know anything about that. There's so many different ways to actually save money and do things like that. So I've really enjoyed watching those videos. We've got a couple more people came in. Fuzzy Adventures and Body Illusion. Welcome, welcome. So um, she also does homesteading. So she does all kinds of canning and cooking, and just tell us a little bit about that, all about your homestead.
I am almost off grid. I have solar and we have two different types of energy source. We have a furnace that goes, but in emergency, we have a wood stove so we're not going to freeze. And we did have a pellet stove as well, but I took that out. But as far as my homestead, I'm almost off grid. I'm trying to do that so I can save money as well as not be part of the system. I want
Mhm.
to be able to have all my power and everything, naturally. So I'm saving more money, paying off more debt, and living free. of the system.
And I really like that you use what you have and you cook with what you already have, and you don't, necessarily. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm gonna make a video of this meal, so let me go out and buy all these expensive ingredients. People like me, I don't have money to buy expensive ingredients. I
Yeah,
need to know how to do it with what I can afford and what I have.
right.
And
Yeah,
one of my dreams has always been to be able to have a piece of land where I could have a garden and raise my own, food, and have some chickens and, like that.
right.
Unfortunately, that's not my situation right now, but that's how I
Right.
got into watching the homesteading channels, is
Yes.
because I like the idea of being kind of self-sufficient. And
Yes.
I'm a Christian, and I believe in God, and I believe God has already provided for us. I mean, He's
Yes.
got everything we need. We just need to learn how to work with it within our life. And that's
That's
one of
right.
the things that I really like about your channel, that's what I feel like you're doing. Like you're saying, it's here and I can do whatever I need to do to make it work. So that
Yes.
is really awesome.
Yep.
Let me see. Wounds to Wisdom, Teresa, hello and welcome. Echo, do you have enough mods? I have lots of mods. There's a BJ's Misadventure too. I actually had way too many mods because I used to give everybody a wrench so that they could, connect with the other channels and all. And then I stopped doing that. But you can do hashtag echo in the chat and it'll drop your link if you would like to drop your link. Wounds to Wisdom said, I watch tons of homesteading channels, and she just subbed to you.
That's
Good.
awesome. Thank you.
Hi, Just Tiff. Welcome in. So, um, I have participated in some of the challenges or the collaborations that some of the homestead channels do. I met Gail from Gail's Southern Living, and she's in that homestead community. And so she started introducing me to people, and I started doing some of those collaborations with them. And I started watching your channel, and I was the lucky Christmas winner. So I got all those lovely gifts for Christmas, and I know everybody enjoyed that video when I showed what all I got. And I know that you've done other giveaways and things on your channel. Um,
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that, how you go about deciding what you're going to do.
I basically try to give on what I'm doing. Like I do cash stuffing and I coupon and I do homesteading, I do gardening. So I try to put a little bit of everything about me in that package. And I've already started another giveaway. I've started the cash stuffing giveaway. It's a huge bag. It's got a whole mess of gifts in it. And what basically I'm looking for is people to sub to me to build the channel up so people would know more about the channel, so I can help more people, and so I can give back. So I look for subscribers, and if they're in private, I can't access them to find out if they're subbed. And if they
Right?
share it out and everything, more people will come, and that way more people get entered. So I've already started another giveaway. I wanted to start it early because Christmas is several months away. So I figured if I could keep putting more into this, they could have one huge package from me,
Yeah.
to open up and hopefully before Christmas.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Yes,
Yes.
the thing about the public subscriber, I don't think a lot of people know when they first get their channel that you have to actually go in there and say, I want it to be public. And
Right.
I have noticed that with a lot of channels that do a lot of giveaways, they are requesting that it is public. And then that
That's
way,
right.
not only can we see it in our studio and know that they're subscribed, but also that way it's easy to check, because when they tag you in something or share something out, then you're able to see that.
Exactly.
And I was in a giveaway over Valentine's Day, and it was 5 different channels, and they were doing this giveaway, and each channel was going to give their own prize out. and they had somebody go in the video in the chat and tell different people in there that had left the comments that they were the winner, and they contacted the channel, and the channel hadn't even done the drawing yet. And so anyway, out of the 5 channels, 2 of them, the same person did that to 2 of the channels. Anyway, they had to report the person and get it, straightened out.
Right.
um, but that's something I didn't know about. I never say I'm going to tell you in the comments. I'm always going
Right.
to make a video or
That's
go
right.
live and
And
give the winner that way.
And somebody had reached out to me before when I had a giveaway. They saw that person, know that person, and what they did was found out that person's email and said, "I am your subscriber. I'm claiming the prize." And I knew because if I announce it, a lot of people do is they go on there and they find out who's going to announce it, and they'll click on their email, copy and paste, and message you and say, "I am the one that won." And because you'll ask them certain questions, or something about that person. Like I knew you,
Yeah, right.
and
And
when
you
you
have to be
messaged
very
me,
careful,
you do. You
especially
do.
when you're sending something out to somebody. You
Yep.
want to make sure it's the right person.
Right.
And I'll even do that where I'll even like, make them respond. Like I'll ask a question and make them respond back to me
Right.
again so that I make sure, okay, yeah, this is really the person. And I guess what this scammer did, it actually had the lady's icon, but when you clicked on it, it said she had no subscribers. And she has like 5,000 subscribers. So she was
Right.
telling everybody, if you're ever in doubt, if you're dealing with the person you think you're dealing with, make sure you click on that because it should take you to their channel. And if it's a
Exactly.
scammer, it'll take you to their channel with no subscribers.
Right.
So that's, kind of makes it scary to be doing stuff.
Yes. There's too many scams out there.
And there are a lot of scammers. There
It's
are.
not.
I
It's not
wanted to
right.
ask you. I wanted to ask you. You said about sponsors reaching out. Um, I have heard of a couple of channels that got an email. They thought that it was a legitimate offer and responded to the email and ended up having problems on their channel. And so I've gotten a few, but I've always just deleted it and not answered it because I'm afraid of that being, some kind of a scam.
Yeah.
But
You
I
have
see a
to.
lot of channels doing it. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering, how do you check it out?
What you do is don't click on them links that they're going to send you,
Hmm.
because them links can have access to all your information.
Yeah,
That's happened to me before, and it's not good. If they really wanted to be a sponsor to your channel, they will send you the information and just say, "Send me your address," because them links that you have to click on, them are the ones that where they have access to your computer. They can take down your YouTube right away, and
right.
they can get all your personal information. So
Yeah.
you have to be careful.
So if it's a legitimate thing, they're not going to ask you to be clicking
Yeah.
links and stuff. They're
Right.
just going to.
Right.
And,
They're
and
gonna
I
want.
and I thought about that too. That there ought to be a way that even if it's just to email them back without clicking a link or something,
Right. Right.
um, because you don't want to. We all work hard for our channels, and we don't want to
Right.
have anything like that happen.
Right.
I know some people in the diamond painting community. They get offers from people to, we'll send you a free painting and you give us a video or whatever. And I
Yeah.
had one person reach out to me about, I don't even know if it was diamond painting, it was something, some kind of crafting thing. And I was like, oh, I just think it's a scam. I'm not going to do it. And I probably should have done it, but I was just a little leery of that and was like, no, no, I
Right.
don't think I'm gonna do that.
Right.
Okay. So Robin and I were talking before we came live about her fitness journey, and I want her to share a little bit of that with y'all.
Well, I started to do this fitness journey because I've had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, my thyroid's not working, and I almost died a couple times. So I said, I'm taking a bunch of medicine. I don't want to be on that. So my insurance, because I turned 65, I got the silver sneaker plan. So that allows me to go to the gym. So I have been going faithfully 3 days a week. I do my Bible study in the morning. I do my prayers in the morning. I spend the first 15 to 20 minutes with God. He has my time because I don't want to just push that away. I want he's first and foremost. And then I make sure, even if I make excuses, it's too cold out, I don't want to go. I want to just stay home where it's warm. I'm done with excuses. I've been at the gym going on 6 weeks. I started out where I weighed 168 pounds and I'm down to 149.
Yes. I mean, 20 pounds in 6 weeks. That is
Yes.
amazing. Hello, Regina. Welcome in. And how are you feeling now?
Oh my gosh, I feel so much better. My blood pressure doesn't go through the roof anymore. I'm still on the medication because I don't want to get off of it until I go to the doctors and have my blood work done. They're going to also test me for autoimmune diseases. That's
Mhm.
coming up next month. That they're going to do a whole mess of different blood work. They have to do a whole mess of different ones to find out if I have autoimmune disease because I guess I had some stuff show up in my blood and they just wanted to test it. So I have to
Mhm.
go and have that done, but I'm going to stay with it. I'm eating healthier. I was on keto for the longest time, but I realized the salt and just eating the meat is probably made my cholesterol go up and me getting the problems with my thyroid and kidneys because I've been in the hospital a couple of times with kidney stones. Again, it came back after a couple of months. So what I'm going to do is just keep on salads, chicken and fish, and cut out the red meat. And if not, just have it like once a month. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just stay healthy. And with the foods that I have here, like you said, I try to make everything. If I'm out of mustard, I'm going to make mustard. I'm going to make mayonnaise. I'm not going to the store. I'm going to
Yeah,
make something else.
anything
You
like
know,
that
yeah,
that you can make yourself, you can
yeah,
do the salt content how you want. And,
right,
and
right.
I do bone broth for my joints. And
It's so good for you.
yes, and I've bought different ones and I look at the sodium content and all of that, and they just they have too much sodium and not enough real flavor. And so I
Yes,
make my own bone broth, but I put a
that's
ton of spices in there. I don't put much salt, but I put a ton of spices and
right.
it is just so savory. I mean, it's like I'm hooked on it. It's like I have to have a cup of bone broth every morning. It's worse than my coffee. I do coffee as well, but it's like I can tell how my body, the lubrication and everything in my joints
Yeah,
from
yeah,
having that bone broth. And I
right,
don't think a lot of people are realizing I'm serious. I am serious
right,
about the bone broth. It is
right.
wonderful. But you have to control whatever it is. If you know you have a kidney issue or a heart issue, make your diet to where you're doing what is going to be healthiest, for you. And I
Right,
think I think a lot of people, especially in the diet industry, it's not a one thing works for everybody. Everything needs to be personalized to the person. Even my own daughter said, well, I would never have the weight loss surgery because I'm not going to eat right afterwards. Because she knows what she's going to eat. And if you're not going to change what you eat, there's no sense in going through the process. And it's kind of the same thing with the diet. If you go on a diet and it says you're going to eat XYZ and you don't like X and Y, then that means you're going to have one thing to eat. And how long can
yeah,
you do that for? You
you're
know,
gonna fail.
you're going to be like,
Yeah,
okay, that was not fun.
yeah,
And with me, since I had weight loss surgery, I can eat anything I want, but I can only eat a little bit at a time.
right.
So I have to, what a normal person would sit down and eat in one meal, that might be my food for the whole day. But I eat a little now and then I'll eat more later. And, so if I want to have different types of food, I have to space it out. I can't even to eat like a sandwich or a hamburger, I can't eat the bread if I want to eat the meat. So I choose to eat the meat and not eat the bread. But
Right.
a lot of times, people will have the weight loss surgery and they don't lose the weight fast enough because your body kind of adjusts to what you're giving it. And
Yep.
so once your body is hanging on to everything because it feels like, well, I'm not getting what I need, then you're not going to be able to drop the weight. But when you give your body exactly what your body needs to function properly, like with you, 20 pounds, it's just going to melt off of you
Yep.
because your body is starting to function like it's supposed to.
Right.
And I'm glad to hear that you're trying to get off your medication as well. One of the things that I didn't like care what prescriptions I was on. If the doctor said, "Oh, take this prescription," I took it. I didn't question anything. And then when I was able to start getting off of medications, found out most of my symptoms were side effects from all the medication.
Exactly.
So now I'm like, if there's a healthy route to go, that's what I want to do.
Yep.
Okay.
I have
LaShawn,
to keep looking at my
LaShawna,
phone because I
Success
can't see
Fingers. Hello.
the chat.
Okay. And Sharon from Connection Live and Interest. Welcome in. Everybody coming in, saying hello. Thank y'all so much for being here. Oh, goodness. Y'all be careful with my Nightbot. It doesn't like if you drop a link or if you have a lot of emojis, if you use capitals, it has issues. But if you do hashtag echo, you can drop your channel link. Let me see what this message was. Okay, good. All right. So, what do you have planned for 2026 for your life, your channel, whatever you would like to share with us?
Okay. What I have planned is to lose the weight. I hope to get down to 140. That is where I started a long time ago when I met my husband. We've been married 27 years. And that is my plan for my health. For my plan for my faith is a closer walk with God every day. I don't want to even, I used to just procrastinate and say, I'm just going to read this later. I'm going to pray later. I just do it when I get up. As soon as I open my eyes, He gets the first of me. So I'm building a stronger relationship with God, with my family, my friends. I'm trying to go to more different events and stuff to meet other people, so I'm trying to get myself out there. As far as my channel, I'm not sure. I don't want to do this forever. I do want to keep doing it because I want to help people, but I'm not sure where that's going to take me because it's been so long. I've been here, like I said, for 10 years, and it took a long haul just to get where I was. And if people would watch the video or even, to comment, it would help so other people could see it. And sometimes you get like 12 views, or maybe one day you're going to get 100 views. It varies. And I know right now that the homesteading stuff is really where they're at with everything. If I talk about prepping and getting prepared, that draws people to my channel. The cash stuffing has brought people to me too, because I want to save money. And
Mm-hmm.
people have made comments on my videos. They said to me, "You must have lots of money." And I'm like, "No, I'm on low income. Why would you think that?" "Well, you cash stuff every few weeks." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm selling stockpile from when I coupon to get that money. I'm low income. We live on a fixed income." And then I had people asking me for money, asking if they could move in. And I'm like,
Oh
this
my
is
goodness.
crazy. This is crazy. But
Yeah.
I cut back on the cash stuffing because money was an issue and I had to put it in other priorities, but I'm back doing it again. And I'm really um, grateful that I started it back. I told the Lord the last couple days that because I started cash stuffing again, that I'm excited that I'm doing it again. And I'm asking him to make a way that money will flow so I can continue doing it because I want to save for my taxes for the end of the year. I want to have my car insurance paid up in a year's advance instead of just making monthly payments. And I want to save for other things. Like I'm going to need a new vehicle. I'm going to need home repair. So I really want to keep doing it. I'm also going to travel. I'm going to Gatlinburg in July.
Oh,
Um, Me and my husband are trying to decide what things we want to do. He wants to get up to see his mom. I want to go to the spa one day and just have my nails done and hair or whatever. And I want to do that. I told him he wants to go camping once. And I said, that's fine. And we want to see another state that we haven't seen or do something we haven't done because we're both up in age and we want to start experiencing, the travel part of it as well. So basically, all the way around, everything that and I know that I want to stay here on this mountain. I really feel blessed to be here and called my homestead Katahdin Cooking Mama's homestead because of Mount Katahdin. So I really want to stay here. I don't want to move. I really feel really peaceful here. So as far as everything else go, I'm going to see how it goes. And, you know, if it's a drawing for me to stay on YouTube, then I'll stay. But I'm still going to do a giveaway because I want to have this huge box at the end of the year. I still want to try to help people no matter what. I even look for people on Facebook or different organizations so we can tithe and I can give away because it seems like the more that I do that, the more it comes back.
yes.
I can drop money onto somebody, down on the street that has a sign that's
Mm-hmm.
a vet that's homeless.
Mm-hmm.
I can give him money and come home and there'd be $1,000 in my mailbox.
Mm-hmm.
That's how quick it works.
It
So,
does. It
yeah,
really does. And
yeah,
and I love the idea that you want to do the channel to help other people. You
yeah,
know, that the whole thing, I mean, when we our age group, we worked hard, we lived our life, we raised our families. Now
right.
it's our time to live our
Yes,
life and do what
right.
we want to do. And
Exactly.
I'm excited that you're going to be traveling. That'll be wonderful. And I
Yes.
didn't realize about the name being the name of the mountain. See, that makes sense now because I was
Yeah.
like, what does it mean? Why is that the name? So that is good. Thank you, Lucy, for that super chat. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
And hello, Olivia. Welcome in. See if we missed anybody
I was wondering
else.
if anybody from my channel came over. I did advertise on my channel a couple of times. I even did it on Facebook. Was hoping that, some of the people would come over. I'm hoping
Yeah.
they still will.
Yeah. Well, and when we're tomorrow after YouTube does their thing, I can send you the collaboration link and that'll post the video on your channel as well. And then that way
Awesome.
they can watch it from your channel.
Right,
So that'll
right.
that'll be good. And they're talking about the Nightbot thing. I know. I've gone in there and changed a lot of the settings, but he still has issues. So the only thing that I really use him for is people dropping their links, and I might just take them out and let my mods drop the links if anybody wants their link dropped. Because it seems like every time we're having that problem that somebody, that he doesn't like somebody, and
Right.
it gets annoying to me at least.
Is Restream a good platform to have a live?
I love Restream. When I first started, I only did StreamYard.
Yeah,
And when they raised the price, I was like, I got to find something cheaper. And
yeah.
so somebody recommended Restream, and I went there. And to me, things seem a little backwards from what I was used to on StreamYard. But once you get used to the way that it is, it's just like StreamYard. It's just as good, I
I
think,
never could
and
figure
a
it
lot of
out.
people.
I never
Um,
could figure it out.
It's, I guess it's like with any program. I was trying to be on Chef Hit Dice's channel Saturday, and he wanted to go through YouTube and do the go live together thing. And he set it up, and then we couldn't figure it out. And so that didn't work out. But um, I know I can get people up here on the restream. And I guess that's one reason why I haven't stopped it, because I could have the free version on StreamYard and the free version on Restream. And between the two of them, probably do all my live streams would be fine. Um,
Right.
but I just haven't, made that step yet. But I just think it's terrible that even though I'm monetized and I have memberships and I get my ad revenue, I still spend more money to do YouTube than
Yeah.
I make from YouTube.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I have thought about that. If I stopped being on YouTube, I would actually be saving money, but I wouldn't have a place to share what I want to share. So it's kind of like, I understand what you say about not knowing if you want to do, YouTube long term. I kind of am at the point in my life where I want to do whatever God tells me to do, whatever He wants
Exactly.
me to do. If
Exactly.
if I'm on here because He wants me to share His word, then that's what I'm going to do. If He
Mhm.
doesn't want me on here and He wants me somewhere else doing something else, then I'll go do that. I
Right.
myself would really like to volunteer somewhere.
Right.
But I do have my granddaughter, and I help, provide daycare for her in the afternoons after school and on weekends. And so I don't know about the, being able to find some place to volunteer that the hours would work for me or whatever. But I don't have to work to support myself on what I'm paying now. But it seems like every time you turn around, all the bills are going up. And, eventually it's going to come to where I'll have to move somewhere cheaper or, do something to
Right.
have it cheaper.
Right.
Um, I like that idea though about having the solar and not having to have electricity bill. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about tiny home living because if you can find a cheap piece of land and put one of them cabins, you could get one for like $5,000 and then put solar on it. Solar is really, I've even had companies send me solar, that wanted me to sponsor.
Really? Wow.
Yes. Yes. I've been blessed with collaborations with different companies. I have. A lot of them reach out to me. A lot continue to try to get me to do it, and I have to say no. I have to really feel it, or I'm not going to go with them. And I won't click any links, even if they tell me I need to click that link the last time, and I'm like, no, I'm not clicking no links. If you want me, to sponsor, to work with me, then I'm sending you my address. You have my email, and once I get the stuff, I'll go live and I'll show your product. But no, I'm not going to click any links because I don't have to.
Yeah. And it's not worth the risk of doing
No,
that.
it's
And
not.
and I couldn't do somebody's product if I didn't like the product, or if I did. And I
Right.
know,
Right.
I don't know if you know Belinda from Belinda's Country Living. She
Yes.
does a lot of the, don't know what they're called, reviews of products.
Right. Right.
But she'll stay straight out. I'm going to give you an honest review of it. If
That's
I don't
right.
like it, I don't like it, or if I find something wrong, I will tell you. And
Exactly.
that's good. I would
Yes.
hate to go out and buy something because somebody
Right.
recommended it and then it not be good. You know.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
Teresa, I've seen the Google Meet thing, but I just have never tried that. So I'm not sure. I've been in a Zoom call a couple of times, but I'm not really familiar with doing that stuff. And I haven't really tried to go live just from YouTube by itself. When my friend Norma and I first started, um, we got StreamYard right away. And so we had YouTube and StreamYard. Sharon, I'm seeing your comments. Let me go back and see, what did I miss? She said, I heard YouTube doesn't like us to use Restream, but things could have changed. That was a long time ago. Well, I haven't had any issues with using it. And Teresa says Restream has raised their prices. She had to drop it. Oh, here we go. She's asking you this question about going to Gatlinburg. Do you know where you plan to stay? Did you know there is a channel that totally shares the whole area, places to see, things to do, and places to eat?
Yep. I'm staying at a timeshare. We bought in years ago, and I just transferred it from Florida to Gatlinburg. And a couple of subscribers are supposed to get a hold of me, and we're supposed to meet up. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but
Oh, that
um,
would be fun.
yeah. And basically, my timeshare, I'm going to have it up on my YouTube as well because I'm doing giveaways for that for people to go and, well, not giveaways, they have to sign up, but I think they only pay $99 a day or even less than that if they want to go view it, and they get to spend 2 or 3 days there. So
Oh,
this place
wow.
is in the mountains. It's got everything. You don't even have to leave if you don't want to. You got
Right.
food there, you got the pool there, everything. You don't even need to leave. It's beautiful.
Sharon says, whoops. We plan to, God willing, go to Gatlinburg in September. We went to Pigeon Forge in November of 2023 and absolutely loved it. Yes, I love mountains too. I would love to do that. Olivia, she's in Maine, and it's Katahdin Mountain that she lives by. Okay. Did I miss anything else anybody said? And y'all know I'm bad about reading comments when I have a guest to talk to. I want to talk to the guest. But I'm sorry and I apologize, and I will try to read your comments to her. I'm very sorry.
It's been a
Let's
long
see.
time since I've been on anybody's show.
Um, okay, Tiff said I could do the Google Meet with one guest, but I agree body illusion. Okay, what body illusion say about it? I'm not crazy about the Google Meets with guests. Yeah, now I know when y'all went live on the Village the other night and y'all were in the Google Meet but broadcasting it on YouTube, I was totally lost. Uh, Stephanie says, I wouldn't leave unless Jason stops by. Just kidding. I love cabin living. I guess she's talking about Jason from the Halloween movies. Body Illusion said, I'm not crazy about the flashing of faces. I have to mute if I laugh or my face shows up. I just be a giggle in the background, in my opinion, but that's just me. Yeah, I wouldn't like that either because it would make me self conscious if I didn't know they were looking at me and then I said something and they saw me and then they didn't see me. I would be like, no.
Right.
There's so many different things though. Stephanie uses OBS. She tried to get me to figure that out, and I was like, I did a little bit, but it took up a lot of space on my computer, and I don't have the best computer for that kind of thing, and so
Right.
hard too. And I know a lot of people, they're going live just from their phone. They don't even use a computer. So I know it can be done. I just don't
Right.
know how to do it.
Right.
Motion. 929. Motion. Hello, Motion. Welcome. Zoom does that. Yeah, Zoom does the thing where it flashes your face. And yeah, yes, I don't like that either. But all of the different things that you do you feel like having one niche is better? Or do you think people come because of your personality and you, and then it doesn't matter what your content is?
I think the homesteading is the
Homesteading.
niche. Yeah, I really do. They're there to prep. They're there in case of any emergency, you
Right.
know? There's so many things happening with our world right now. It's unclear right now because of the war that's going on with Iran and Israel and, food prices rising. People are getting scared, you know? I want to be an outlet where they can come and learn how to save money so they don't have to be scared, you
Right.
know?
Right.
So I'm trying to teach that so they don't have to go out and shop all the time. They can live in their means. And if they do go shopping, they can use coupons or build a stockpile. So, in emergency, they're going to have these things to fall back on. When all that toilet paper disappeared when COVID hit,
Mm-hmm.
my back room was stocked from the floor to the ceiling. I wasn't out shopping,
Mm-hmm.
I was all set.
Yep.
And when they were all running out of hand sanitizer, I did a video showing how to make it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah. Hello,
yeah,
Norma. Welcome in. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. I really think we need to learn those kind of things. I mean,
yeah.
I love technology, don't get me wrong. I love technology. I love convenience things. But I think our grandparents and their parents, they knew how to make do with what they had. And if they didn't have something, if they couldn't make it, maybe they bartered with somebody to get something that
That's
they
right.
had. We just don't do that kind of stuff anymore. And
I
that's
do
what
it.
we need to do. Well, I would do it too if I had any
Yeah,
kind of skill worth selling. I would
yeah,
be like, "Oh, you have chickens? Okay, I'll do this for you, and you give me eggs, or whatever."
right.
But
Speaking of
uh,
eggs, I've been trying to put up eggs for the past couple days because my girl could only lay one egg, and an animal got her just the other day, but she's fine. But she'll only do like one egg or one every other day. So I said this morning, I'm not taking no more eggs because this person reached out to me that lives in our area and he said, "Do you need any more eggs?" And I said to myself this morning, he's going to ask, and I'm just going to leave, go to the gym, and I'm not going to even respond. And then I coming back, God says, "No, you really need to take the eggs if he offers." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because if people come to you and need food, you could dry them eggs, you can pickle them eggs, you can do whatever." So I've been making egg sandwiches for my husband in advance. I've been putting eggs on the dehydrator. I've been, pickling the eggs. I'm going to be doing quiches. I'm going to be doing a custard. So I wasn't going to take any eggs. I came back from the gym and he messaged. I said, "Don't respond to it." And then I did. I felt God telling me, "You need to, in case people come to you and they need food." So
well,
you have to have food
that's
available.
exactly it. It's not
Yeah,
whether you need it yourself, but
right.
you might be able to bless somebody else because that
Exactly.
person is blessing you
Exactly.
by giving the eggs to you. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And I've been
And
doing that. I've been giving food away as well, on holidays. We'll find a family that needs, a meal brought in or gifts or whatever, or somebody that doesn't have the fuel. And I will save the money and I will go bless them. There's so much on Facebook that's hurting right now. People not having jobs and not having food and being homeless. And it just saddens me that I don't understand why, like some of the houses that are empty, why don't the government buy up a couple and put homeless people in them or let them work, to make some meals up for people that need it? Or, if anybody in this heart is so, any type of skill that they can do. I just
I
don't
think
understand. I
we
just
need to
don't.
pull together.
That's right.
It's a
That's
me,
right.
me society, and
Yeah,
those
it's
that
sad.
have the means are not wanting to take care of the ones that don't. But that's
Yeah,
what it's going to take. It's going to take
exactly.
us as a country pulling together.
That's right.
Yeah. And
And this is starts of it. You having me up because we're talking about them things, and other people are going to see it. So
yes,
maybe we can show some kindness and some love because we're all family.
yes,
We all came from Adam and Eve.
that's right. That is exactly right. And I think
Yep,
a lot of us, especially people that I've met, are looking for that community, and they want to have those kind of people in their lives. And
that's
maybe they
right.
don't have them where they live, in their own little community, but you can meet so many people on the internet and be able to help people. But I understand what you were saying about them people want to ask you for money. I've had that happen to me too, and I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, what part of my videos did you not see about me saying I'm on a fixed income?
right,
It's like I
right.
do have family that helps me, and I do have my
Yeah,
daughter, and I don't lack, or I don't need anything. I don't go without anything,
yeah,
but I don't have
right.
extra, you know.
I
If I
know.
did
I
though,
know.
I would help. And if somebody really needed it, I would go to somebody that I know that has it and help them
Right,
that way if I
right,
couldn't help them myself.
right. I'm the same way.
But I'm all the time offering to pray for people and, you know, tell people that, God will provide. He will
That's right.
provide it. And like you said, we don't always know what's in the works. We don't know what's
Right.
coming on our behalf. And we might not be doing what he's leading us to do because we're afraid we're not going to have enough ourselves. But when you give freely, then he makes sure that you have what
That's
you need.
right. He
So you
blesses
don't have
you.
to be, yeah, you don't have to
Yeah.
be afraid of that and be like, no,
No,
you know,
fear is from the enemy.
that is what we've been learning in the Bible study. You're not supposed to live your life in fear. You're not supposed to be upset. You're not supposed to let people, bring you down. All of that is not of God. That's
No,
all the enemy.
no.
And as
Love.
soon as I stopped looking at things as far as, well, but I don't have this or I don't have that, instead of looking, what do you have? You have
That's
this,
right.
you know,
Changing your
your
mindset.
perspective
Yep.
changes. Yes.
Yep.
Norma says, if I had the money, I would do it also, but I'm like on a fixed income. Exactly.
Yep.
And there are so many of us that are on a fixed income that unfortunately we have to rely on the government, so
Right.
that's even scarier
It
that way
is.
too, you know?
It is. That's why I'm trying to teach people, even if you can take $5 and you can go to the Dollar Tree and you can get 5 items. First, start out with, emergency stuff. So you have, pain reliever in the house or some Band-Aids or something. Then the next time you go, they have the quarts of milk that is shelf stable. Get yourself 5 of them or 5 rice. Look at the bag, put them in a bucket, and when it hits an emergency and you need it, if not, you can share it out with somebody that does. Even if you took, people are all saying, well, I don't got the money, I don't got the money. But if you took a couple of dollars, even if it was just a couple, and you just picked up 1 or 2 extra things, you're going to be that much ahead than
Right.
before.
And how much is it that people get what they want, not what they need?
That's right.
Then when an emergency comes, they don't have their basic necessities covered because
Yep.
they've been getting all these things they want. And God's not going to give us, $1 million to just go blow,
No,
but he's not going to let us go hungry.
no, he's not.
I love the dollar store. There's a lot of things that I've compared the ingredients, even like the cold medicine. The cold medicine at the Dollar Tree is the same ingredients that are in NyQuil, and
Right.
NyQuil might be $10, and this is $1.25.
That's right.
Every time I go to the dollar store, I buy cold medicine, whether I need it or not, just so that when somebody gets a cold around here, we're not going out in the middle of the night trying to get
That's
some
right.
medicine. I,
That's
I,
right.
I go send my daughter home with it. I'll be like, here you go. you know,
That's right.
I have it. And I love the shelf stable milk because when my granddaughter's here, she wants milk. But even buying it by the half gallon, it'll go bad before
That's
she
right.
drinks because she's not here every day anymore.
Right.
And I told my daughter, I said, here's a couple cartons of this, put it up in your cabinet. If you ever run out of milk,
That's
you're
right.
good. And I said, and that's what I do because I'll forget she's coming. So I won't have gone to the grocery and bought, milk. And then first thing out of her mouth, Granny, can I have some milk? And I'm like, oh yes, Granny's got you some milk, baby. And she can't tell the difference. It's just
Right.
as good. A
That's
lot of
right.
people
Yeah.
brand specific. They want it to
Yeah.
be, that name brand and all of that. Look at your ingredients. That's what matters. If you're getting the
Yeah.
quality ingredients for a cheaper price, why would
That's
you
right.
pay more for it?
Right.
And I always say I'm a budget shopper. I don't like to pay full price for anything.
I
If I
don't.
can catch it on sale, I'm like, yes, I'll get it.
I try to live in my means and live with what we have, and I try to not shop unless I really have to. And I try, like right now, I got two refrigerators completely full and a freezer, and I got a complete room of food. And I said to my husband, we don't really need to get anything. And he says, well, you need bread. I'll make bread today. Oh, you're out of mayonnaise. I'll make it. We don't need to shop, and it's not having money. It's being smart, frugal, and not spending. We don't need to go out and get the latest technology. Our TV still works, you know? We live in our means. We hardly ever spend on anything.
And that's like I have an old car, but it was a free car to me. Someone else
Right.
bought it and gave it to me. So it's
Awesome.
a Cadillac to me, it
That's
didn't cost
right.
me anything,
That's
right?
right.
And as
Yep.
long as it gets me from point A to point B, and I live right behind a grocery store, so it's not like, I have to be able to drive hundreds of miles a day or anything. But I'm just as happy with that car as I would be if I would be afraid if I got a brand new car because I'd be afraid somebody would run into it or ding the door or something.
Right. Right.
I've never been real materialistic like that. I think my
Yeah.
favorite place to go is like Goodwill or a thrift store. And I love books. I love getting a book for like $1.50 or something. Like, who's paying $20, $25 for a book? I'll wait a couple of years and get it for $1 at Goodwill or whatever.
I can go down to Hannaford right now, walk in. They have an area right inside. Hannaford's a local grocery store. I can walk inside if we need to pick up bread or whatever. Say I didn't make bread, but if I go inside, they have an area for books. Somebody will donate a book, you
Oh,
know,
okay.
and then usually the libraries they give books away. It's like I don't even spend money for that.
Well,
And I
we
can
have
go to
to
the
live.
recycling center. They have bins where you put clothes that you're not using in there. Then they have another bin for coupons and magazines. That's how I got coupons when I got started. And then you go in another pile, they got a whole mess of lumber. So out here, out back, we got lumber, we got windows and a door. We built a greenhouse with recycled, reclaimed materials. We put raised garden beds in it, and we even got the compost from there. And all I had to do was put my seeds in to grow my
It's
food.
amazing. Yeah.
Yes,
And so many people are like, I can't make it. I can't do it. But educate yourself on how to do it. Find somebody
that's
who
right.
knows how to do it and have them teach you how to
Right.
do it.
You can take
Um,
an egg carton to start a seed. You can grow it in
yeah.
that little egg carton.
Yes. Okay. I missed a couple comments here. Sharon says, we've always been wise with our money. We haven't had a mortgage since 2010. That's amazing.
Awesome. Congratulations. That's so exciting.
And Tiff says that's a thing. I will never have another car payment. Exactly.
Right.
Robin, I just joined your YouTube family and commented on a short. I'll check out your videos. That's Sharon from Connection of Lives and Interest.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll check each one of you guys out as well.
Yeah, Norma says she loves the Dollar Tree too, which I'm sure, and ours is up to $1.50 now.
Yeah.
Um, Echo, do you two ever FaceTime with each other?
No.
No, we have not. But we have little, they're called the little library, and it's like a little box with a door on it. And people have them in different neighborhoods, different places, and you put books in there, and then you go get the book you want, and then you can put, other books in there. I've gotten
Right.
books that way too.
That's
So,
awesome. I see that with food now. I
oh,
see
we
people
have
doing
that
it with
too.
food.
We
Yeah.
have those as well here.
Yeah.
But I get so aggravated with because my daughter lives in a bigger town. I live in a little bitty rural town. And our blessing box for food here, I don't know who puts the food in there, but I always try to put things like that. You don't need a can opener. You don't necessarily have to heat it up. It does have some protein in it, whatever.
Right.
Don't put
Right.
a whole bag of beans in there. How's a homeless person going to cook dry beans? You know,
Right.
and if they don't have a can opener, don't give them a can of soup. And I'm like, okay, people, think about it. Think about it. If you're hungry enough that you're looking for some place to pick something up, it needs to be something you can pick up and eat. It doesn't need to be. So when I have it on my Nightbot for people to donate to that, because when I get money donated for it, I go and buy the things that they can, get and eat and
Yep.
stuff that they can stick in their backpack and have it for a few days,
Right.
you know. And every time I go and I look at it, it's like there'll be nothing in there but a bag of dry beans or something, and I'm just like, what are these people thinking? And I'm sure the poor person that needed the food was not real happy when they went and all there was dry beans sitting there,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But we have homeless people everywhere. I don't care
Yeah.
where you live, there are people in need everywhere.
God planted that on my heart because I got to go. I traveled across the United States and I hit Colorado in several different places. And I was staying in my car because I have a Kia Soul. I put a bed in the back and I put reflectors and I wanted to go dig some diamonds. So I went up to New York, came down the coast, and it
Oh,
seemed like
fun.
when I started out, I only took a certain amount of money with me, and I said, how I need that money in order to get home. But then I started seeing homeless people out on the
Mm,
street and them seeing with a sign. And this one time I stopped and gave this guy money. I reached out, gave it to him really quick, said, God bless. And I rolled my window back up because with the crime and everything and people going missing, I got
yeah.
nervous. But then I turned around and I said, well, I'm going to let God just handle that right now. I'm not going to judge that person. You know, he could be an alcoholic, he could be on drugs, whatever, but the Lord is going to. And you know what? I didn't know if I was even going to have enough money to make it home. But you know what? He gave me everything I need, even more. So
Hmm.
it was amazing. But the homeless out there is just sad. I said God had placed it on my heart. When you get back, you're going to help more people. You're going to help even animals. I saw animals trained up that was just left. One was a cow, and he was left somewheres where there was nothing around him. And I'm like, you got to go home and you got to help the animals and you got to help people. So I came home and I started to help. And when I coupon a lot, even if I get stuff for cancer research, I take it to the cancer center. I fill up my car and just take it and give it all to them. and they're coming out, constantly to try to get all the whole car cleaned out. Or I'll go over to the homeless shelter and go over there and I make a donation, or I bring home some things over there that they can hand out to other people. If somebody makes mittens or something and they get a hold of me, I take home as a hat mittens in, or I do donations online.
Well, I don't like people putting things in landfills because I feel like we're
Yeah,
going to use them all up, and then
yeah,
where we're going to put our junk. And so I like to donate things. And I mean, of
right,
course, I'm not going to donate something that's already trashed, but if I have something that's of value that
right,
somebody else could get some use out of it, I try to donate it.
right,
And we have a Facebook Marketplace, and I'll put it on there, free, whatever. And
right. I've done that
people,
too. Yeah,
they're like, "Well, what's wrong with it? Why are you giving it away free?" And it's like, "Because I don't need it, but I don't want to put it in the garbage."
right,
And I'm like, "Come and look at it. It's perfectly fine. The pictures are the pictures of it. It's like I'm not trying to scam you or anything. I'm trying to help somebody, give somebody something."
exactly.
You know, and they act all crazy about it. But
Right.
I think if each one of us did everything we could do, it would be a whole lot better world to live in.
Yeah.
And everybody in the chat is saying, like not only homeless people use the food and the clothing. That's right. Some people are just down on their luck. They may have
Right.
enough to pay their rent, but they don't have enough, to eat or whatever. I get really sad when I think about I'm lucky with my insurance. I don't have to pay a lot of a copay on my prescriptions, and I don't take a lot of prescriptions now. But people on a fixed income that still have to pay those copays, and it's
Yeah.
like they might have to choose: am I going to eat today or am I going to get this medicine? And
Right.
it just breaks my heart. It's like I just can't. And like I said, I have family and I have friends that will help me, but there are a lot of people that are totally by themselves
Right.
and they don't
Right.
have anybody to go to and ask for help like that.
Right. I
And
just
some
thought,
churches don't even help people anymore. And that
yeah.
makes me angry too.
It that saddens me a lot. That really does. Because the church is for the people.
Yeah.
And I've started to see that, and I started to do my own worship at home,
Hmm.
you know, because I used to get up on the pulpit and I would start the song service for the pastor. And I was a Sunday school teacher. And then we caught black mold in our home, and we had to leave because the insurance said that if the tiles flew off, that I would have a claim. But because they didn't fly off my house and I had black mold, that they weren't going to do anything. So I canceled my insurance. But I was in a hotel, for a week. And my pastor said to me when I called him, "Where are you putting your tithe?" And I said, "I'm giving it to Joyce Meyer. I'm doing this, I'm doing that." And you know what he said? "Well, you can still give it to the church." He didn't say, send you over a meal. He didn't say, "Do you need a place to stay? Or is there anything I can do? What are you doing with your money?"
Yeah.
And that
Because
like
he
blew
wasn't
my
getting it. Yeah.
that blew my mind.
Yeah. See, I don't
So
I don't go for really too much into organized religion because it shouldn't
right.
be about any one person. And
No,
I realize they're donating their time and churches tend to take care of their people and things like that. Okay, but if there was nobody in need anywhere, and that was a full time, because I went to a church when I grew up. He was a full time minister, and the church did pay him. But he went to the hospital and visited you if you were sick. He went to the nursing home. You can call on him anytime, day or night.
right.
He was there.
That's the
Um,
way it used to be. Yep.
yeah, that's how it used to be. That's not how
Yep.
it is anymore. But
No,
now I'm like, okay, it's not about me. It's not about a church. It's about God.
it's
And I
right.
don't care
Yep.
how God wants me to tell people. I'm going to tell them, however I can. And
We're having church. Where
pardon
two or
me,
more are gathered, we're having
is
church.
church
Where two or
exactly.
more are
And
gathered,
that's what I
there he is
do.
in the midst.
That's what I do. Because you can't. I can't not do it. And I've struggled because I know not all of my viewers are Christians, and not everybody likes to hear about it,
Yeah,
and that's okay. And I'm open minded, and everybody has a right to their beliefs and their
that's right.
opinion, and that's
That's
great.
right.
But for a long time, I didn't share as much as I do now because of that I was like, I didn't want anybody to come in and be like, oh, I got offended because she was talking about this or that. But I could be talking about anything and somebody could come in and get offended. And so now I'm like, you got to be true to yourself and you got to be true to God. And if God tells
That's
you to
right.
say it, then you got to say it.
Yep.
And that's how I live my life now. And like you were saying, first thing in the morning, I mean, that's his time. Everybody
That's
always
right.
says, oh, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. You make time for the
You
things
make
that you
time.
want to make time for,
That's right.
you know? So
Yep.
I don't like excuses. I don't like it when people, oh, I can't exercise because of this. Okay. You could do something. You could pick up
You
your
can do
arm.
something. That's
You could
right.
stand. And I even will say on my exercise lives, if you have to sit all day, that's fine. But maybe once an hour, go ahead and stand up and just
Yep.
stand up for a minute and
Or
then sit
even if
back
you just
down.
go like this and moving
Yeah.
your arm
Any
or moving
movement.
your foot while you're
Hmm.
sitting, do something.
I
Do
mean, there's
something.
exercises you can do laying in the bed
That's right.
that you don't even have to get out of the bed to do.
We got to
And
stop
I'm
making
not sitting on the
excuses.
floor, okay? Because I might not be able to get up, but I can do it in my bed,
Right?
laying in my bed, and it's a
I
lot
hear
more
you.
comfortable than the floor.
Yep.
But we can all do something. We can all eat better. We can all move a little bit. And it's like I wish I hadn't waited as long as I waited to figure it out. I want
But
people
you're
who are in
doing
their
it.
30s and 40s to realize, you don't wait until you retire to start living. You got to live your
That's
whole
right.
life. I tell my daughter's 28. I tell her all the time, there's something you want to do, somewhere you want to go, do it now. Don't
That's right.
wait. Don't put
Don't
anything
wait.
off.
Don't wait. And people work all week long just to make that money. And the thing is, their family should be really important to them. They need to fit God in their family. And,
Mhm.
it's not all about money. If you keep on building up your money and just making sure you got this and you got that, and then you just happen to have a heart attack or a stroke, you're not going to be able to enjoy that. Live now.
I'm laughing because Norma said, Echo, if I get on the floor, better call for help for me. Exactly. If I got down there, I'd have to have the paramedics come or somebody. And Sharon from Connection of Lives and Interests, she said, our whole house flooded and the church never helped. We have moved a lot with the military, and every single church and leaders weren't there for us.
That's
Exactly.
good.
And some people serve their church family so much. And then when something happens with them, where is everybody? I
I know. It's getting sadder and sadder. It really is. But we are the church. When two or more are gathered, there he is in the midst. We are to help each other. We're all brother and sister. Even if we can say a prayer or just pick up the phone and do a call just to check on our neighbor. Bring them in a cup of soup or a cup of coffee. You don't even see people today having a cup of coffee anymore. It's crazy. It really
know,
is.
and I have several people that I might not hear from for 2 or 3 days, and I'll text them like, I'm just checking on you. Hope you're doing okay. And then they'll
That's right.
respond, and I'll be like, okay, I know you're doing good, But especially people that, because I live in this big apartment complex, and there's a lot of people in here that don't have anybody. My neighbor that lives behind me, she's by herself.
Yep.
And we both moved in here at the same time. We lived here. This is like our ninth year that we've been living here. And it's like I always check on her. If I don't see her car's been moved in a day or two, I'm like over there
Right.
knocking on the door, like, are you okay in there?
That's awesome.
But people aren't like that anymore. And my
No.
daughter used to always tell me, don't talk to strangers. Okay, I'm not the kind of person, if I see you on the street, I'm going to say, hi, hey, how you doing? Having a good day?
That's right.
Whatever. I'm not going to not speak to somebody.
Right.
I'm not going to live my life. Oh, I
In
can't
fear.
even speak to anybody, you know.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
mean, one of my very best friends, I met at the pool at an apartment complex pool in the summer because I started talking to her, and my daughter's like, did I not tell you not to talk to strangers? I'm like, they're not strangers to me. They're
That's
potential
right.
friends, you know.
Right.
Hi, Lisa. Welcome in, married in Arkansas. Um, but anyway, it sounds like you and I have quite a few things in common. So I am really glad that you came on as my
I am
guest.
too. I
And
need to have you
hopefully,
come on mine.
yes, I would be
That would
glad
be
to.
awesome.
And I'm sure we can come up with some ideas, something we can do, some kind of collaboration or do
Right.
something.
Do you know when
But
you was doing your diamond painting, I went to Dollar Tree and I found a little one. I haven't done it yet.
oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
we
I
ought to
found
do a
one.
live on that.
I
Yeah.
wanna start learning how to do it, so
I thought I couldn't see well enough to do it. And I thought, oh, it's going to be so tedious and hard, you know? And I fell in love. First time I did one, I was like, oh, oh, yeah, relaxing. I love it. You feel creative. And now I've got 4 different projects going. And I have to like tell myself, okay, you cannot work on that today because you need to get this done. Yeah, it's like I
right,
use it as a
right,
reward. You get
right.
everything done you're supposed to do, you can go in there and do that, you know.
That's right.
But and I like to connect with different channels from different communities. I don't really fit in any one kind of niche, so it's like most of the people that come in my channel are from all kinds of different communities, which is
Right.
good because then I meet people from all over the place.
That's right.
And that makes it fun for me because I didn't even know, like a lot of, like, Miss Norma is a crafter as well. And when we first met and became friends, she was like, I want to do a craft channel. I was like, I know nothing about YouTube, I know nothing about crafting, but you know what, I'll help you, we'll figure something out, you
Right,
know.
right.
And that's just how I am. If it's something that I can figure out and find interesting, and I didn't never know that I would have a channel myself, and that I would love it, you know. So you never know who you're gonna meet and what you're gonna find out about through that person.
Exactly.
And it's that connection with
It
other
is.
people. And because we
Right.
have this internet thing, it's like you're here at my house having a
That's
cup of
right.
coffee with me.
That's
It's not
right.
like, because my daughter at first, she didn't understand how I could be such good friends with people I've never actually met in real life. And I'm like, but you don't understand. When we're on live stream, or we do a private live stream, it's like I'm in their house or they're in my house. It's
Right.
just the same. I can't physically touch them, but that's it. I can see them, I can talk to them, I can hear them. To me, it's just the same.
I've met some of my subscribers. People have come to my home, that were traveling. They came up and got to meet me,
Oh, that
and
would be
that it was
wonderful.
really fun. They
Yeah.
stayed for almost a week. I
Oh,
had my
wow.
guest room all ready for them with little gifts and stuff that I had made, and we had
Wow.
such a great time. We did some lives together. It was awesome. I like meeting people.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
I really do. And like I said, I'm open minded. I don't know, I don't want everybody to be just like me. You know,
that's
I
right.
want to learn from somebody else, and I want to
That's
see
right.
life through their eyes and how
Exactly.
their perspective on things. And
Right.
I think too many of us are so closed minded, and it's like it's got to be my way or no way, you know. And you can't
Yeah.
live like that. You can't have a good
No,
life like that, at least.
that's
I don't.
right.
So anyway, we've been on here for almost an hour and 15
We have.
minutes, so I don't
Yeah.
want to keep you too long, but I have
Okay.
thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm so glad we did this. And now we've got each other's numbers. We'll figure something out, and
That
I'll
would be
come over
awesome.
there and we can do a diamond painting one
That would
sometime.
be cool.
So
I would
yeah,
love
that would
that.
be great. That would be great. So everybody in the chat, her link is pinned at the top. So if you haven't already gone over and checked out her channel, please get that link so that you can do that. Make sure that you watch a video. Don't just hit the button and go. I hate when people do that. It's like,
Yeah,
leave me a comment, even if it's just a heart. That way I know
right.
you did connect.
Yep.
And
And if
that's
any of my subscribers are here, please comment down below in her videos and let her know that you're here and tell her that you're here from Katahdin, and
yeah.
please subscribe to her as well. I'd
And I'll
appreciate it.
definitely send you the link tomorrow, and then that way you can post this on your channel if you want,
Right.
and people can see that. All right, everybody, go and have a great night, and I will see you. Let's see, do I see anybody Tuesday? I don't think so. Oh, wait, the giveaway for the hashtag Cake Fest 26 is tomorrow night on Gail's Southern Living. I believe it's 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern time. And they are doing a giveaway. You still have time to go look at the playlist, watch some of the videos to get in on the giveaways. So check that out. And then I'll see you all Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. to sweat a little bit. Thank you, and good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.